Thank you, Your Excellency, and we want to welcome you to this exclusive interview.
Thank you. You are most welcome.
Okay, I want us to look at a few areas. Significantly, 1 year reflection of the new government. We've been 1 year in office, that is Mr. President, and we've seen a lot of changes, especially in dealing with corruption and blocking leakages. And everyone we've spoken to has given credit to the Accountant General's office for what you have done. I wanted to reflect on this and tell us how satisfied are you with the progress we have made.
Well, thank you very much for having me. First of all, we have to appreciate God for bringing us this long, this way. It is really interesting, very interesting and satisfying that one has served within the government and in this capacity and has taken a responsibility which is unique, running the Treasury, which has been an interesting and challenging assignment and task. Having said that, I think if we reflect on the performance of this administration, I think so far so good. I must also not forget to tell you that as a Treasury, as a nation, we found rather virtually an empty treasury, and we are making the best out of a situation that we found on ground. Resources were not there, revenue has dwindled, revenue accruing from oil, which is the mainstay of the economy, has gone down by about 65%. What we get is virtually in the region of 30 to 35%. So this is a great challenge that we really have to contend with. Mr. President, when he came on board, actually, even during campaigns, there were promises here and there. These promises are germane, they are real. And I believe Nigerians will always expect the best out of Mr. President because he was sincere in whatever he said. Even where issues came up and certain things cannot be achieved, he comes out himself to address the nation and tell the Nigerian citizens, Nigerian populace, the plain truth about the state of the economy. There is nothing being hidden. Yet, of course, the expectations of Nigerians have been so high, having reflected, on what has happened in the past. I wouldn't want to be commenting too much on the past. We will have to talk of the present, yes, and what we hope to achieve in the future. But as a Treasury, coming back to my specific area of responsibility, it has been interesting to run the Treasury of the nation. We've been able to discharge our responsibility as a Treasury, to discharge obligations to provide cash backing for agencies and of course for the economy as a whole, to execute reforms that have been started, the public finance management reform initiatives which have been anchored by this office, the Treasury single account, then the latest of such reforms, the IFSAS implementation, the GIFMIS and IPPS programs, and of late, we made a promise which is anchored on the directive of Mr. President to pay salaries on or before 25th of every month. We've been able to do that last month, and we replicated it this month. We pray God will help us at all times with the cooperation of all stakeholders to continue to deliver as promised and as directed by Mr. President.
In essence, Your Excellency, if I may comment, yes, you are actually identifying some of your milestones, some of the things we have achieved, yes, in the past, yes, 1 year.
We cannot run away from our basic responsibility. Whatever achievement we've been able to make are within the ambit of your responsibility bestowed in this office. And beyond that, there are many other things.
Yeah.
We develop capacity of our staff.
Okay.
Our Treasury Academy is now getting a first lift, okay, which is the training arm of this.
Is that the Orozo?
The Orozo, yes. And then a lot has been achieved, even within this conflicts.
Yes, I was going to ask you that because some of your staff that I spoke to, everybody was so excited about you, what you have done, the facelift you've given the place. And I wanted to look back and tell me one or two items that you have done that has given you the most satisfaction, that you can put your hand on and say, look, this has really made me very happy?
Well, in terms of improvement of the office, the office complex, before we came, the car park was virtually empty and dilapidated. Even the open car park was in a very bad shape. We've been able to achieve, the greatest facelift you can, expect of a car park and a parking lot. Our lifts were not working. We've been able to make them work. In fact, not just to work. There is now a cooling system in them. You enjoy some music.
And music, yes.
You enter the lift.
Yes.
The environment, our public conveniences, and the office generally have been improved, and no complaints. The first day I assumed office, a set of friends or colleagues came to congratulate me, and they complained of the toilet, the conveniences, and so on, the lifts. And immediately for almost 30 days thereafter, I was personally going to inspect the project of improvement and enhancement of such facilities. And today, the position is different. You enjoy whatever you have in terms of facilities and delivery and services within the complex without any complaint. And the staff, when it comes to welfare, I think I will not even be the one to say. Yes. We train them, we give them the basic welfare packages when it is time of festivities. In terms of engagements of the association of staff with other parties outside, we support them. We gave the union a befitting office, furnished it. We bought vehicle for the union. We increased the number of fleet of staff buses going different directions of the city. All these are meant to improve welfare and to make them comfortable to do the work, to carry out their duties as expected.
You've been very satisfied.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied.
Your Excellency, I have just two more questions before we go.
Good.
The first one is, an average Nigerian will probably not understand the Accountant General's office. When they look at the running of the economy, they think of the central bank, they look of Ministry of Finance. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. How does your office affect the common man on the street? What is the role of AGF in the society today?
Yes, all governments worldwide are out to provide three basic things. One, welfare, security first, security. The nation must be secure. Second, there has to be general welfare, and then development of infrastructure. That will go again to enhancing welfare of the people. Delivery, of all this is what the citizens of any nation are looking forward to from government. There are other basic ingredients that will go with that. My office, the Office of Accountant General of the Federation, plays a very, very important and critical role in delivery of these things. Now, budgets are made. For instance, 2016 budget is being made, and the size of the budget is 6.06 trillion naira. This is the most ambitious budget ever in this country, and it is meant to improve welfare of the people, to grow the economy, to enhance infrastructure. The budget themselves cannot deliver social service. It is the money that goes out to service the budget, to make the budget work. So in terms of revenue generation, we play a very important role. We assist, we inspect, we monitor revenue, and so on. In terms of making cash available to agencies of government to discharge their responsibilities in terms of provision of whatever area of responsibility they are holding, they are taking. We discharge money, we make cash backing available. So without our job, which is the last in terms of budget implementation, of course, delivery of cash. Cash must be there. The funding, the cash backing must be there. And that is the main thing, main role we play in terms of budget implementation. Of course, when the monies get to the agencies, they also need to implement the jobs, pay for contractors and so on and so forth. So we are critical, and to that extent we help in delivery of social goods, and therefore we touch the life of an average Nigerian, an average common man on the street. If we don't, for instance, now that I'm even happier today because I've been able to pay salary since yesterday, 25th of the month.
Landmark achievement.
Yes. Go to Wuse Market and see how common
everybody's excited. Yes.
Salary has come, and therefore we see activity. So we touch the life of an average.
And I also wanted to mention something about fighting corruption and blocking leakages. You know, your role in that regard as well. It has been very, very visible in the society.
Yes. I've told you in answering one of your questions that we anchor and manage some of these reform initiatives. Okay. For instance, the Treasury Single Account, which is one of the latest of the reform initiatives that have been rolled out. That is aimed to consolidate resources of government onto one, pot.
Yes.
It is meant to block leakages. It's meant to ensure transparency. It is meant to ensure accountability. It is meant to ensure that revenue that is supposed to come to government has come as and when due. Okay. And it's not just about revenue coming, that it is in the right account. That, is a significant milestone in fighting corruption. It has drastically changed the way and manner the public finances were being handled before introduction of TSA. And that is, our biggest achievement so far.
Yes, it is.
In terms of assisting the present administration, assisting Mr. President to fight corruption. Luckily, we are having a president that is, given the lead in terms of transparency, in terms of integrity, in terms of respect for the rules, in terms of respect for procedures, in terms of, urging and giving stern instruction for doing the right thing, in terms of respect for all these tenets, principles that will call and make for good governance, in terms of reducing cost of governance itself. So we have no option then to really strategically position ourselves and follow cue and make sure that we are in tandem with the aspiration and objectives of Mr. President towards fighting corruption. And these reform initiatives are so key, so germane, so important to fighting corruption. And I believe Nigerians will, in due course, attest to all this, because we will now finally see the overall benefit of all this activity.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My very last question. I wanted to spend some few moments to unveil Ahmed Idris. Before you came into office, I will say to you that perhaps the name is not a household name in Nigeria, but Mr. President has used you to prove that you put the right peg in the right hole, and the result is history. Tell us who you are. What has really brought you to having this discipline and the movement touch that you show to your staff? Is it your upbringing? Is it your exposure? What are you made of?
Well, it's a combination of many things. First of all, upbringing. The way a manner one is brought up is the way he will be. You cannot give what you don't have. What you have is what you give. A good tree will naturally give rise to a good fruit, and a bad tree will also conversely, give rise to a bad fruit. So upbringing is key, and that is the more reason why I would urge Nigerians, not just you and me, and all Nigerians that have privilege to see this interview, to give more emphasis to, good upbringing to their children, morals, respect for procedures, respect for elders, respect for norms and traditions, which are very, 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 very good. An average African norm and tradition is good. It will tell you to respect elders. It will tell you not to steal. It will tell you not to be indulging in vices. It will tell you not to go beyond your means. It will tell you to be modest. It will tell you to be humble and to respect others. and accommodate others. That is one. Two, I've been privileged to work. I worked in a bank.
Okay.
I worked in a firm of chartered accountants.
Really?
I worked in an oil company.
Wow.
I worked with PTF.
Okay.
And before I joined service, I was running a firm of my own.
So you're in the public-private service?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Also, combination of all these experiences and the interaction you have with different people from different parts of
background.
Yeah, including foreigners.
Okay.
Yeah, at one time, my managers were Ghanaians. Yeah. And most of my senior supervisors while I was in the bank were people from either in the east or from the west. So you really gather experience, and you have come to learn that life is not just about your local area, local environment, local domain. No, life, you must see life from broader perspective, and you must be disciplined enough to excel, and you must be willing to face competition.
Yes.
Competition is key, and above all, you must be confident and deliver on whatever challenge or assignment that is given. All these make us what we are, but we are grateful to God, because the overall thing is that God's wishes are prevailing on us.
You schooled abroad or in Nigeria here? Your schooling?
I schooled throughout in Nigeria.
In Nigeria?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my BSc degree from AGF Zaria.
Okay.
And then I had a master's degree from Ahmadu Bello University. I mean from Bayero University Zaria, that is MBA.
Yes.
I went for another master's degree in International Affairs and Diplomacy from AGF Zaria. I went to, for courses both within and abroad. I don't know the number of courses. Of course, I need to check my checklist before I tell you how many courses I attended. Okay. And I do a lot of reading on areas that are not strictly my area. And that really broadened my horizon and my thinking and my perception of issues. Okay. And above all, most of my friends are outside my domain.
Okay. Yeah. Your message to the youth of today, how you want to encourage them? Yeah,
there was a forum I attended, and I was asked if somebody tweeted actually, if he could also aspire to be accountant.
Sorry, before you answer that, do you tweet yourself? Are you internet compliant?
I am.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, go on. I'm impressed.
Actually, my response to that was, yes, it is an open space, very open. All Nigerians, young Nigerians, from whatever background, can aspire to the highest office of this country, talk less of the office of Accountant General of the Federation. But it's not an easy journey.
No.
And it doesn't come as taking a cup of tea and sipping. No. It will involve hard work, dedication. Above all, one must prepare himself academically. And one has to be, committed, focused, dedicated, without distractions here and there. He must not submit himself or herself to vices. And then he must be patriotic, because it is the patriotism that will see to bringing out all these qualities that others will now see in you, to begin to
appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, have confidence in you, that yes, he can do it, he can deliver. Give him the chance, a little push. Yeah, the sky is the limit. So Nigerians and young Nigerians in particular can aspire to the highest office.
Fantastic.
The highest office being that of Mr. President.
That's it.
Yes, it is our country. There is no limitation, no restriction. The restriction may come from self if one doesn't follow the right way. By doing the good thing, be morally sound, believing in God, be prayerful, and be committed, and be dedicated, and be patriotic. These are the basic ingredients. And once one imbibes this, the sky is the limit. And that's my piece of advice to young Nigerians.
Your Excellency, you have been an inspiration to me personally, and I'm sure to millions of viewers that are watching this now. And we just wish you good luck, success in everything, and good luck, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm grateful.